Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I am hopping in my car right now and going to drive to Sacramento because I need to go to the plant store. I have those two beautiful round heritage planters on either side of my office door that are just calling for two big lemon trees. So I'm gonna head to the plant store and see if I can find them and plant them up today. All right, I made it here to the garden center. I am actually at the Sacramento location of my local Green Acres. Green Acres has I think 7 locations in California and 4 locations in Texas. And I normally go to the Elk Grove location or the Roseville location, but for some reason, I just feel like they have better trees, specifically fruit trees at the Sacramento location. So therefore I am here today. I am wearing long sleeve, a little bit of a sweater because it's only 70 degrees today, Fahrenheit, if you guys can believe it. We had a massive thunderstorm last night. We actually got a ½ inch of rain, which for late May is absolutely unheard of because usually we have no measurable rain from May all the way through the end of September to October. So the fact that we had a ½ inch of rain yesterday was absolutely crazy. Well, very, very welcome, but absolutely crazy. This location is on a much busier street, and it's just it's like your classic garden center, like small, has tons and tons of plants, but mostly outside. Look at the dahlias. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be looking for lemon trees, but I just have to look at all the pretty things. This time of year, they just have so much good stuff. And I just met one of you here, Michelle. It was nice to meet you, and I want to come see your garden. It makes me so happy to see all of these Proven Winners plants because honestly, a couple years ago, they had nothing from Proven Winners. So it's so good to see that they have all this stuff now. They have so much. Ooh. Now, do I need more annuals for my garden? No, I don't. Do I want more annuals for my garden? Yes, absolutely. Especially these. I need to plant these. A couple of you had a really great idea to plant these behind my trial garden bed in front of my spring statue, and I thought that was such a good idea. So I might grab these today. Okay, let's not get distracted. Let's focus on the citrus trees, the lemon tree. I think they're back here. I know I just said don't get distracted. I just have to show you guys this little garden. I'm pretty sure Michael Glassman designed this little display garden here. I have to confirm with him, but I know he told me he designed a display garden for Green Acres, Sacramento. And we have a Michael Glassman specialty right here. So doesn't this look like something he would design? It's beautiful. If you guys can see, there's a gazebo here with climbing roses. I think I'm gonna text him right now and make sure this is what he designed. Okay, so I was right. They have tons of citrus trees, tons of fruit trees too. Look, all of these are apples, different varieties of apples, apricots, cherries, and it just goes on and on and on all the way down this aisle. This is all the fruit trees they have. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm right here and I'm looking and trying to decide which lemon trees I want. And I have to say my favorite lemons to eat are the Eureka lemon, just the basic lemon, but I already have one of these in my front garden. There are pink variegated lemons, which would be fun to have, but I'm not a huge fan of the foliage color of these plants. They're just a little too yellow for me. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the color of these plants. So then we come to the Improved Meyers, and I think that's the one I'm going to go for because this one, it gets 6 to 10 feet tall and wide, and I think that'll be perfect for those large heritage round planters. I think that'll be really good. The funny thing is, okay, so the 15 gallon is $175. But then they have this monster right here. Look at that. It's just crazy. It's always sticker shock when I come and look at trees and stuff like that. It's always sticker shock for me. But they have these two Meyers right here, these improved Meyers, and I think they're really pretty. So I've got my two lemons. I think they look really good. I just noticed this one even has lemons already on here. Look at all these. Isn't that cool? So that's a great one. This is a good one too. It has some lemons on it as well. So I have those. Then I was over here and I saw they have Suncredible sunflowers. Just kind of tucked in here like this. And I'm so tempted because I love these, but I have literally no place to put these. Or I should say I have no plan of a place to put these. And so I'm sitting here racking my brain thinking, where can I put some Suncredible sunflowers in my garden? This is what I do. I come to the garden center with no plan, and then I see pretty plants. Trying to limit myself, you guys. Trying to limit myself. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, there's Thunbergia over here too. Oh my gosh. I need to go home. These look so good. All right. I've got my two Meyer lemon trees. They're gonna look so pretty. And then potting soil and all that fun stuff. I was thinking about underplanting the lemon trees with some pretty plants. I was reading into it, and you can pretty much underplant lemon trees with anything. I think I'm gonna wait though. I think I'm gonna plant them up, let them get settled into their new homes, and then eventually, maybe in the fall, plant them up with some annuals underneath. I don't know. I have to kind of think about it. But I just wanted to be, focused. I think you guys saw how distracted I was in there at the garden center. That's what happens. You get so distracted, and I really need to focus on the next project. Actually, let me just be honest, full transparency, I did buy a couple other things. Of course, this is gonna be the weirdest video, but I was walking by and I saw these tomatoes, and these were black cherry heirloom tomatoes, little tiny tomatoes, and I just thought they looked so good. And I have that one raised bed back by the greenhouse that doesn't have anything in it, and so I thought some black cherry tomatoes and some basil would be really pretty. I can't leave the garden center without grabbing. I just, like, you grab things. It's like being in the checkout line and they have all the candy and magazines and stuff like that. They do that to me with plants. Hello, buddy. Okay, so here's the two round heritage planters from Haddonstone. They are so big. It's hard for me to conceptualize how big they are when I'm at the garden center, because I'm looking at these 15-gallon pots. These 15-gallon pots are big. Like, these are pretty significant sized trees, and they look like babies compared to the round planters. I could have gotten that $500 lemon tree and it would have fit really well in the heritage planter. I couldn't afford a $500 lemon tree, but it could have fit really well. But that's okay. I'm sure these will grow really fast. I am a bit concerned about planting such a small pot into such a bigger pot, like potting it up. Basically, when you pot up something, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's you only want to go up by 10 to 15% in size. And this is probably going up, like 50% in size, I would say. So I think there will be a little stressed because I'm adding so much, I'm potting it up so much more quickly, but I think it'll be okay. And especially because I'm not going to plant anything underneath them. I'm going to give them lots of yummy potting soil and citrus fertilizer and all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to mulch it. I think they'll be okay. And luckily over here, my Crown Princess Margaretta Rose is in its second flush of the season, which is really nice. And I just love the color of that rose with the terracotta color of these heritage planters. I just think that that is so pretty. So I just turned on my ratio system just to make sure that the emitters that are coming up through the bottom of the pot are working, and they're both working. I just need to connect them to a longer piece of tubing that comes all the way out the top. There we go, like that. And then normally, like, this is a really, really big drainage hole, which is great for the size of this pot. And I would normally put something over it, like landscape fabric or a broken piece of pot or something like that. But the fact that it's just on gravel and it's just going to drain straight out, I don't think I need to put anything underneath it. I think it'll be fine. It's not like these pots are on concrete or anything like that. So I'm just going to plant straight in there, and whatever comes out the bottom can come out the bottom, and I'm just not going to worry about it. So let me grab some couplers. There we go. And then some tubing. I just need straight tubing. Oh, there it is over there in this mess. Okay, one. Okay. So I'm going to be feeding my citrus trees, my lemon trees, with this EB Stone citrus and fruit tree food. And basically what it says is add a cup in when you're planting a new tree, and then beginning in January or February, apply 2 cups of fertilizer to the soil around the drip line. Feed 2 more times through the growing season at the same rate, about 8 weeks apart. So that's for the first year. And then for citrus in containers, apply 1 tablespoon for every 6 inches of pot diameter, monthly from January through August. Scratch lightly in. Okay, well, I just need to fertilize a ton. Lemon trees, citrus trees in general like a lot of food, so just so you guys know. All right, so here they are all planted. They look puny right now compared to the planters, but I'm sure they'll grow in very soon. I'm actually really excited about these because this is, I'm thinking of this as like a long-term planting. Like, I'm gonna leave these here for years and years and years until they grow 10 feet tall and they're just way too big for these planters and I have to start over. But I'm really excited to have something long-term right here, and I just think that they're beautiful. I am kind of surprised. I thought those 15-gallon pots would be like all filled with roots, but they were only about halfway filled with roots. They were only about halfway rooted in, which is fine, which is totally fine. I just expected them to be a little bit more. The other thing is, I thought this plant was so much more mature because it has lemons everywhere, like little baby lemons everywhere. But if I'm looking closer, look at the diameter of that trunk and then come look at the diameter of this trunk. Way bigger, right? So I actually think this tree is a little bit more mature than the other one, which is really interesting. So I'll just be watching it. What I want to do right now is I want to take off these transport stakes because this one actually broke off in the pot. So it's not really doing absolutely anything. And then this one is just massive. I'm going to replace them with some bamboo canes that I have in the middle workshop right now. So lemon trees like moisture, but they don't like sitting in soggy soil. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with a 2 gallon per hour emitter on this because I think they're gonna dry out pretty quickly in these pots, but I'll be watching it and I might back it back down to 1 gallon per hour. We do water every day. We water for about 20 minutes every day just because we get so hot. So if you water less than that, then you know, plan accordingly, but I'm gonna try this out first and I'm gonna see how it does, kind of pay attention to it, stick my finger in the soil, kind of test it a lot, and just make sure it's getting the right amount of water. All right, all done, planted, fertilized, hooked up to drip. I need to put in my my phone calendar, a reminder in 8 weeks to fertilize again. And then I did prune off some from this one. This one I'm gonna have to gradually prune up so that it looks a little bit more like that one, because I do want them to look like standards, lemon standards, basically like lollipops of lemon trees. But I didn't want to take too much off this one, and there's some really great lemons here on these lower branches. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now, but I think it looks gorgeous. And then let me quickly get this tomato and basil plant planted back here because I would like some tomatoes soon. Okay, so I don't know how much you all saw of me planting this because I kind of forgot to move the camera, but I planted my black cherry tomato in the middle, and then I actually planted 4 of the basils around the sides. And if you noticed, I only bought 1 basil plant at the garden center and just divided it. And you can see even this one I could have divided even more. This has 3 more plants in it. But that's a cool thing about basil is that if you look at the plant at the garden center and you find the ones that have the most stems, you can divide them up and get multiple plants out of it. So there's a tip for you beginner gardeners that are watching it. You advanced gardeners probably absolutely know that and are like, yeah, Janie, we got it. But just for the beginners that are watching, another tip for beginners is when you're planting a tomato plant, make sure you take off the branches at the bottom of the plant and then plant it deep. I planted the stem like this deep underneath the soil, and what's going to happen is the tomato plant is going to create roots from the stem underneath the soil, and it's going to create so much of a healthier and stronger and more stable plant because there's a more developed root system. So you always want to plant your tomato plants deep and take the branches off the bottom. Some people will even plant them on the side like that, and then eventually they grow up, and that's again just to really help develop its root system as much as possible. And then I'm almost done for my planting for today, but I realized I forgot one thing, and that was the mulch for my lemon trees. I definitely want to mulch those lemon trees. So I think I have a couple bags of mulch behind the chicken coop, so I'm going to grab that and make sure I put 2 to 3 inches of mulch on them. I shouldn't even show you all this. It's embarrassing. This is right around the corner from our plant stash area, right behind the chicken coop. Hi, girls. Hello. This is a disaster. These are cans of paint. I think most of them are empty, like almost empty. We got to figure out what to do with those. Old fence posts, bags of mulch, old 1-inch tubing that Jason wants to reuse. This is just really, this is an area we have to figure out. My tomato cages, different things like that. Over here, this is where I'm starting my new cold compost pile when I have all my excess plant material that doesn't fit in my organic bins or my other compost pile. I'm just going to start piling it up right there and let it slowly work itself in. And then, of course, here's my chickies. So anyway, I'm going to grab bag of mulch, 2 bags of mulch, and put these on. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, that bag just disintegrated. Uh-oh. Gosh. This is not a good way to store this stuff. Oh my gosh, this is going to break in my hands. Ooh. Gross. Oh my gosh. Gross. This is so gross. Oh my goodness. Gross. I don't even know if I can count this as mulch anymore because it's kind of already broken itself down into compost. I think it'll work. I think it'll do what I need it to do. I've never had a bag of mulch so long that it's completely broken down like this. All right, there they are, all watered and mulched in, kind of mulched in. And just so you know, I made sure that I kept the mulch away from the tree trunk because you don't want mulch touching the tree trunk because that can cause like disease and stuff like that. So I think they're gonna be happy here. I will be pruning them up and training them, but not right now. I'm gonna let them settle in for a while. And probably eventually I'll be planting something underneath them like petunias or something like that. But again, not right now. I really want these guys to settle in and be as healthy as possible. So there's my lemon trees in my large round heritage planters. They're beautiful along with everything else in the garden. The back garden is just looking so good. So I hope you all enjoyed this and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.